Sen bizimsen, bizimsen, durdukça bedende can, yaşa, yaşa, çok yaşa, ey şanlı Azerbaycan.
Buradaki konuşmasımız Ayten HACILAR Doktor Adayı Türklerin Gürcistan Demokratik Cumhuriyeti'nde yerel seçimlerde iştiraki dünyada demokratik olarak seçilmiş ilk Müslüman kadın Peribanım Sofiyeva. Buyurun.
Saygıdeğer sempozyum organizatörleri, sayın profesörler, bilim adamları, sempozyum katılımcıları, bugün bana bu sempozyumda iştirak etmek için, şerait yarattıkları için organizatörlere ilk önce çok teşekkür ederim. Benim sonum dilim İngiliz dilinde olacak. Zamanın kısıtlı olduğunu dikkate alarak becerdiğim kadarıyla sunumumu kısa yapmaya çalışacağım. My presentation is about the participation of Turks in the local elections of Democratic Republic of Georgia during the 1918 and 1921. And I will, in the second part of the presentation, I will speak about the first democratically elected Muslim woman in the world, Peribanım Sofiyeva. Now let me give you brief background information about the way to independence. So on May 1918, the military political situation in the South Caucasus was triggered to the last, and the Transcaucasian Democratic Federative Republic, established on April 22nd, 1918, cannot maintain its existence. And on May 26, 1918, the last meeting of the Transcaucasian Sejm was held, and immediately after the meeting, which resulted in the release of TDFR, the National Assembly of Georgia convened and unanimously adopts the Act of Georgian Independence. In the act that was composed of 7 articles, the 5th article stated that the Democratic Republic of Georgia provides all its citizens with all civil and political rights regardless of their nationality, religion, social status or gender. And at the meeting of National Council of Georgia on May 26, 1918, the first coalition government of the Democratic Republic of Georgia was approved. After the end of the historical meeting on the restoration of Georgia's state independence, the head of the government, Mayıs, informed the world governments about the creation of a new state, the Democratic Republic of Georgia. During its 33 months of its existence, the GDR pays great attention to the process of national state building and has made some reforms in this direction. Within these reforms, particular attention was paid to the establishment of democratic institutions and on the basis of common, equal and direct suffrage. As a result of public and parliamentary elections, the separate legislature, the Constituent Assembly and the local self-governing organs (EROBAs) were created. And in this regard, the Ertuğrul newspaper on its July 1918 issue was writing that the Arab elections created as a result of nationwide election is a fundamental foundation of democracy, and the parliament is its crown. Without the first one, the second will be hanging out in the air, and the second one will look like an incomplete building which has no roof and has been put under the control of wind and rain. So, Europa stages took place in Europa elections took place in 3 stages, and the first stage started from August, covered the time period from August to December 1918, and it was held in 12 years. And the second stage started from February and lasted till March of 1919, and the last stage started in July and continued to the August of 1920. Tiflis Uyezd, within the Tiflis Uyezd, 5 constituencies were created, and the elections in the Karayazı Uyezd was held at the latest after the local population returned from Yaylaps. And from the Karayazı, 2 candidate lists were given to Sayarobov Glasny elections. The list of candidates for the Social Democrat Worker Party agreed with Mehmet included the following people. And here in this slide you can see the names of Muslim Turks, the names that are written in bold letters. So they are Muslim Turks who gave their candidacy to this list. And the second list consisted of non-party candidates. And here again, Peribanım Sofiyeva, Mehmet Guliyev, and Mehmet Abdul Mehmet Mustafaoğlu was also listed in this list. As for the results of the election in Tiflis Uyezd, I can say that 33 out of 45 Glasnys who were elected to the Uyezd Europa represent the socialist bloc. Others include Georgian National Democrat and non-party candidates. Turkish candidates Allahverdi Mehmetov, Ali Hüseyinoğlu, and Peribanım Sofiyeva were elected Europa Glasnys of the Tiflis Uyezd. And from Borçalı Uyezd was divided into 5 constituencies, and the election in Borçalı Uyezd was held in 9th and 15th June 1909. As for here you can see the results of the Europa elections in Borçalı Uyezd, and here in Social Democrats get 38.5% of total votes. Different non-partisan groups gained 31.1%, Socialist Colonists got 6.25%, and the Georgian Social Workers' Party gets 20.65%. And here in these slides you can see the results of the elections in the following constituencies. In this one you can see the results of the elected Glasnys in Şulaver constituency. Again, among the Glasnys that were elected, you can also see the Hüseyin Bayramlıoğlu, which is also Muslim Church. The same in Başkeçit constituency, Glasnys. Here are the Glasnys that were elected from this constituency. Again, 1 Muslim Turk, as you see, written with the bold letters. Pir Mehmet Ovçiyev also was elected from Başkeçit constituency. From Borçalı constituencies, as you can see, all the candidates that were elected all of them were Muslim Turks. And from Catherine Field constituency, one Uyezd Glasnys were Muslim Turk. The same for the Zalka constituency. Şerefine was also Muslim Turk, who was elected as a Glasny from this constituency. Here in this slide you can see the total results of the Europa elections, and generally from 31 Glasny elected to the Uyezd Europa, 18 represents Georgian Social Democrat Worker Party and Hükümet, 5 non-partisan groups, 5 represent Georgian Socialist Revolutionary Party, and 3 represent social colonists. And in this slide, you see the names of the total Turkish Muslim candidates elected in Arab elections. And all the Azerbaijanis from Borçalı constituency, Molla Abdullah Efendioğlu, Molla Qara Musaoğlu, Molla Qurban Hacı were nominated within the Georgian Socialist Democrat Worker Party, and humorously they were not able to be elected. It should be noted that Peribanım Sofiyeva was the first democratically elected Muslim woman deputy in the world. This fact also attracted the attention of the Georgian researcher İştiraki, as well as the English journalist William Dunbar, and as it was already, and regarding this, Sahil Sakmi newspaper on its December 7 issue 1918 was writing that a gratifying occasion must be mentioned specifically. The list of glassmen include Muslim woman Peribanım Sofiyeva from Karayazı region. And here in the list, you can see her signature found from the archive materials. Mainly the information that I was used in this research was mainly gained from the Georgian National Archive, as well as the journal, magazines and newspapers of that period. And here the second signature is the signature of first-time democratically elected Muslim woman Peribanım Sofiyeva. As it was already mentioned, from the glassman list of Ertuğrul published in Sakartvelos newspaper, dated on July 30, 1918, it's possible to find out that Peribanım was born in 1884. And the Sofiev's family, who lived, and today they also live in Karacalar, in Karayazı region in Georgia. They belonged to the well-known Aga generation in Borçalı Karayazı region. And according to the villagers, Peribanım Sofiyeva apparently was a medium-sized, and blonde and beautiful woman who fluently spoke in Georgian and in Russian languages. And also villagers remember Peribanım Sofiyeva as an Peribanım Dimen. They called her Şiperi, which means Peribanım Dimen, because an indomitable figure. She was an indomitable figure armed with a Mauser pistol. She was also pipe smoking, almost unimaginable in the firmly patriarchal Azerbaijani society or Muslim society of that period. She was very brave and manly and very strange, a very unusual woman. She smoked a big pipe, as I have already mentioned, and all the time she was very dominant. Because of these characteristics, she was called Peribanım in the village. And but opposite to all of this, it's interesting that she also could read from Quran, and she read from Quran in funerals and in weddings in the village among the Azerbaijanis there. Peribanım was also a philanthropist. She always helped the people in need and the orphans in their village. And she was focusing on education of young women. She even gave her house that was located in Tiflis for young Turkish girls to get their education there. And in this photo, you can see the girls whom Peribanım educated, and one of these girls is her just daughter. She had never been married and she had never had any children, but this Hanım, her name is Popul Hanım. Popul Hanım was her brother's daughter, after whom she looked and she brought up her. And later, these ladies became the well-known teachers of philological faculty. They graduated from philological faculty and became the prominent teachers of the region. However, and according to the information that we got from the descendants of Peribanım, she had 8 brothers, and she had also 2 sisters called Peribanım and Küçükhanım. And Peribanım, her sister, older sister Peribanım, was married with a Greek who had a house in Tiflis, and after his death and after her death, she owned that house. So after the eruption of Bolshevik occupation in Georgia in 1921, aerobus were abolished, and during this transition to the first collectivization system, Soviets really experienced a hard time. Many of them were exiled, sent to exile. Many of her brothers even were imprisoned or sent to an exile, and it's said that Peribanım's 3 of Peribanım's brothers were exiled to Kursk in Russia, and some of the Sofievs, also known as the children of Ağa'nın uşakları, were forced to change their surnames in order to escape the persecution of the period, and they became Mehmetas. And finally, Peribanım Sofiyeva dies in 1951, and she was buried in Sofiyeva cemetery in Karacalar village in Georgia. And as I've already mentioned, for getting in-depth interviews and more information, we visited Karacalar village. We visited her descendants' families, and in this photo you can see her descendants. Ali Malim is her son's grandchild, and in the next slide, you can also see the village Karacalar graveyard, where the first democratically elected Muslim woman was buried between her other 2 sisters in Karacalar cemetery. And again, the photo is the grave, the first and second is the grave of Peribanım. And here are the references that were used for this presentation, and thank you for your attention. Evet.
Peribanım'ın evlenmemesinin sebebi ne olmuştu? İşbirliği çalışmalarda
Onu sorduk, yani şüpheli diyorlarmış. Hep öyle revolverle, böyle tabancayla geliyormuş. Öyle bir şeyle, yani cevapta alabilmedik. Neden evlenmedik? Ama bir şey ilave etmek istiyorum. Yani o neslin bütün kadınları, hatta o kadar cesur olmuş ki Kursk'ta 3 kardeşi sürgünde olduğu zaman Rusça bilmeden, yolu bilmeden köyün 3 kadını, o neslin 3 kadını Kursk'a gitmiş. O erkekler, yani Sofiyevleri görmek için. Onları görmüş, geri dönmüşler. Yani o zaman için bu çok cesur bir davranış yani. Ve bu da o nesilden olduğu için herhalde, ve hatta böyle bir deyim var, yani komşu köylerde kadınlar, böyle cesur kadınları peri diye adlandırıyorlarmış. Yani peri gibi davranıyorsun, peri gibi şeyler yapıyorsun diyorlarmış. Dikkatiniz için teşekkür ederim.
Değerli konuşmacımıza bu tekliften dolayı teşekkür ediyoruz. Genel olarak 26 Mayıs 1918 yılında Gürcistan Demokratik Cumhuriyeti'nin bağımsızlığının ilanının ardından islahatlara başlanması ve bu ıslahatlar kapsamında yerel belediyelerde yapılan seçimler hakkında bize bilgi verdi. Bu seçimlerde de Türk Müslüman ahalinin de aktif olarak bölgesel listelerini vererek katıldıklarını bize belirttiler. Seçimler sonucunda da Tiflis'in kazasında Peribanım Sofiyeva adlı bir Türk Müslüman kadının belediye üyesi seçildiğini bize belirtti. Ve bunun da özellikle dünya üzerinde ilk defa böyle bir vakanın Gürcistan'da gerçekleşmiş olduğunu özellikle de belirttiler. Evet, tekrar teşekkür ediyorum.